Guys, Naji here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be discussing on AWS Bedrock and how can we use AWS Bedrock in LangChain. So, what is LangChain? So, LangChain is a framework designed to simplify the creation of applications using large language models. So here the main term is chain. Okay, so the chain means we know what is chain, right? So here the chain means it's a sequence of components working together to achieve a particular task. So each component is perform a specific task, okay, and the output of one component will be input of the other component. Okay, so that is how the chains work in LangChain. So we can discuss more about it. So consider this. So this is a chain, right? Here we can see a prompt, and we have a pipe, and we have a model variable, and we have a string output parser. So here this can be called as a chain, and each component like prompt, model, and string output are connected using the pipe symbol. Okay, so this is a LangChain expression language, and we are using that to connect different components. So the output of prompt will be the input of model, or the model will be using the prompt and it will generate some output, right? And the model output is used by the string output parser, okay, which will be where like we can convert the output in our format. Okay, the model output we can convert to some specific format using string output parser. Okay, so this is how the chain works. And the overall I will explain what we are going to do in this video. So we will be creating a IAM user with Bedrock permission, and we will be using a Boto Client. Okay, so in Python, whenever we need to connect with AWS, we will be using the Boto 3. Okay, so once we have that Boto 3 with some configuration, what we will do, we will encapsulate it with a LangChain Bedrock Bedrock class. Okay, so LangChain is actually providing a class to accommodate to encapsulate the Boto 3 AWS Boto 3 client. Okay, so once that is done, what we will do, we will chain with the other component like prompt, model, and the output parser. Okay, so we will try to call, or we will try to invoke the LLM model. Okay, so that is what we are going to do in this video. So let me go to the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is the same Visual Studio Code that I have used in my last video. Okay, so here we can see the AWS Bedrock and how can we stream the data from AWS Bedrock. Okay, so here we have a requirement.txt. So we need to add two more requirements. Like one is LangChain requirement. Then we need to have a LangChain community. Then we can have a LangChain AWS. Okay. So these are the requirements that we need. So let me save this. Okay. We can create a file called AWS LangChain.py. So here I have activated my environment. You can see my environment is env. I can run the requirement. So install -1. So I am running my requirements here. Okay, so requirements are running. So once the requirements ready, we can check this is properly. We need to check the import is working fine. Okay, I think we don't need this requirement LangChain AWS. We will see. I don't think we need this requirement. Okay. Okay, so this is done. Now what we can do? Let me import the LangChain. And we import the LangChain community. Okay, Now let me print the version. We can see that which version we are using. Version. Okay, now I can print LangChain dot community LangChain underscore community dot version. Here also LangChain underscore community. Now let me run this file, that is AWS underscore Bedrock AWS LangChain, that is my .py. So this is imported file and this is the version that currently we are using. Okay, now we can go to our AWS. Okay, so here this is my AWS. I can go to my IAM user and here I can create a IAM user. Okay, so let me go to IAM user, create it, click on create. Okay, create user. I can give AWS LangChain. I don't need a console thing, so let me click on next. I can attach policies here. So here I will be saying, okay, I need AWS Bedrock. So I'm going to give AWS Bedrock full access. Okay. Now we next and next. So I have created the AWS LangChain user. Let me click on that. Here I have a security credential. Okay, this area I am going little fast because I have explained this thing in my last video also. So here I am going to create an access key. Click on that. I am using outside of AWS application. Oh, next, create the access key. Okay, so this is my access key. Okay, and this is my secret key. Okay, this is the key that we will be using in our project or in our py file. Okay, so what we can do next, we need to do few more imports. First we can import Boto 3. This is needed, and we can import LangChain from LangChain prompt. What we can do, we can import prompt template. So this must be from. Now from LangChain underscore core, what we can do, we can create output parsers. We can import output parsers. So this is the string output parser. Now from LangChain underscore community dot LLM, we can import the Bedrock. Okay, so now we have all our imports. So let me try to run this. So everything, okay, let me save this one. Okay, now let me try to run it. I want to ensure that all the imports are working fine. Okay, something is not correct here. Here I have extra L, so that is also done. Okay, now we are good. Now as we mentioned here, we have our IAM user. Now we can create a Boto 3 client. So here I am creating the Boto 3 client. Maybe simply I can say that it's a Boto client, maybe AWS client. Okay, I can say that Boto 3 dot client. Here we will be passing service name. So our service name will be Bedrock runtime. Now we have our region. So our region will be US East 1. And we can mention our AWS access key. AWS access key ID. Here we can mention, okay. So I will copy it from there. Let me complete the coding part. AWS secret access key. I can mention here secret key. Okay. So now let me go to the browser. Here I can see this is my AWS access key. Let me copy that and I can paste it here. And this is my secret key. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Okay. Now about the region, you guys can see the region. This is the region that I am using US East 1. Okay. So all good. Now we need to select the model ID. Okay. So here I need to mention the model ID. For that, let me go to Bedrock here. Amazon Bedrock. Let me click on Amazon Bedrock. Go to get started. So here, actually here we can see. Here we have the providers. Here we have the overview. Okay. So now we will be using the Mistral. Here we can see the Mistral. Let me go here. Maybe go to the base model. The base model we can see Mistral here. Okay. So we will be using this particular version of the Mistral model ID. Okay, 7B instruct V02. So let me copy this one. Okay, let me paste it here. So this is my model ID. Okay. Now we need to set the model args. So these are the variables that definitely will impact our the LLM response. Okay. So one is the max tokens. So maximum tokens will be, you can say 2048. Then I can set the temperature. I will be setting the temperature as 0.5. Okay. And be setting the top K. Maybe I will be setting the 50. Now I can set the top P. Maybe this will be 0.9. Okay. So these are the model keyword argument. Okay, which will, as I mentioned, which will impact the result of the model. Okay. So we definitely will be discussing detail about the model keyword arg or temperature tokens. All those we can discuss in another video in detail. But here just understand that these are the parameters that will definitely impact our LLM models result. Okay. So when we go to the, so when we come here, we will have a chat, maybe text we can see. I can select the Mistral model here. So here we can see the configurations here. So this is what we are trying to supply through the code, like temperature, top K, what we are top P and top K, and here somewhere we can see the maximum length also. Okay. So once the configuration is there, we can create the model. Okay, so this is the model. So this is the actually LangChain model. So here we can have the Bedrock. So we need to pass the client. So here the client will be our client name will be our AWS client. Okay, our AWS client, and our model ID will be this is my model ID, and I can pass the keyword args, model keyword args. I can make the, for the time being, let me make the streaming. So there is a parameter called streaming. I can set to false. Okay. So we have our model is ready. Okay. Now what we need to create the different chain. Okay, so one chain will be, so when we look at here, we can see the model. Okay, so this will be our chain. Okay, so this will be our chain. Okay, chain, prompt, and model and string output, right? So we have our model. Now we can create our prompt. Okay, for that, first let me create a template. Okay. So the template will be something like this. Okay, so here I can see the question. Now I can close the INST. So this will be in a square bracket. Okay, now we can have our prompt. Okay, so here I can have a prompt template dot from template. Here I can mention the template. Okay, now we have our template. Okay, now let me create a chain here. Chain prompt. Okay, so this is prompt is there, then we have our model, then we have our we can have our string output parser. Okay, so this is my string output parser. Okay, so what I can do now we can invoke the chain. Okay, so now let me invoke the chain. I can invoke the chain response. I can say that chain dot invoke. Here I can pass the question. I will be passing the question as tell me a joke. Now I can print the response. Yep, so we are done with our coding. Okay, so now we can run it. Python AWS LangChain session.client unexpected keyword region. So something is wrong here. We go there. Okay, so this will be region underscore name. Okay, so we corrected. Now let me run it again. Okay, so we are getting the answer. So here it says that, okay, why don't the scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. So this is the joke. Okay, now so let me go to the code again. So here what we have done, we have created a Boto client object. Now we have selected our model, and this is the model configuration. Once everything is ready, we have created a LangChain Bedrock model. Then we have our template. Okay, so this template, this is the structure of the prompt. Okay, so using this template we have created the prompt, then we have created a chain. Okay, then we have done the chain dot invoke. Okay, so this is the basic structure with respect to LangChain and the AWS Bedrock. Okay, here we can use any model. Okay, so today I have used the model ID. Okay, maybe I can use llama 2, that is also will work. Okay, I don't need to change anything there. Let me see, let me refresh it. Maybe we can try with the Titan. I'm not sure I have the permission for Titan. We'll see. Okay, so let me do a request. I will be using the Titan text G1 Lite. So for that I need to request for the model. Okay, so let me click on that and let me do the next. Let me submit it. So I got the access. Okay, now you can go to that base model, which is a AWS. This is Mistral. Okay, so this is the one that we are going to use, Titan GX4. This one that we are going to Titan Text G1 Lite. This is the one we have got the permission. So now let me copy this. Okay, what I can do, I can just change, instead of Mistral, I can just change this to Amazon model ID. Now let me try to run that. Okay, here something went wrong. Okay, so here the input format is not correct. Okay, for that, let me see. I have not tried it. Maybe I can go to the few examples. Can select a model. Let me select this model. Okay. Here I can ask, tell me a joke. Okay, so this model is like not working for me. Okay, so we'll try it in another video. So what we'll do, we will stop the video here. Okay, so let me do a control set. Okay, somehow that is not working for me, but ideally we don't need to change anything. So what I try to show that we don't need to change anything with respect to the model ID. We just, with respect to the code, we just need to change the model ID. Okay, so that is all about in this video. I will be uploading this video to GitHub. You guys can use that, and you guys can update it if needed, and ensure that you are using your AWS key and your AWS secret access key. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.